Hey, what's up, everybody? So today, me and my good friend Bob, as you just heard from the intro, we're going to be talking about the series Welcome to NHK. We're going to be talking about some experiences of a hikikomori, our views on hikikomori, and what a hikikomori is. So with that being said, Bob, you want to get them started on the definition of hikikomori?
Well, yeah, there's plenty of different ways to look at it. The NHK is about a hikikomori, but not all hikikomoris are crazy like that. He's got a problem. There are some people who are inside of their house. They're withdrawn from. They're agoraphobic. They don't want to be around anybody. They're just afraid to have human confrontation, and they just can't do it. But then there's like the people that they can talk to people, but they just don't want to. But it just depends on your struggles in life and whatnot. But some people just prefer to stay inside all day, or some people that is their only option, just to stay inside all day and just do whatever they do. Play games, watch TV, movies, internet, whatever. But that's basically a hikikomori. A recluse, you could call it.
Yeah.
Somebody just stays inside all the time.
Definitely well said. And also, I want to say that we did not come on this review to give this professional presentation. We wanted to give you the world of a hikikomori because, being honest, I'm not going to speak for Bob, I'll let you tell it, but I'm a hikikomori as well, probably in a different extent, because there are certain, like if you watch the series, there are hikikomori that are just really horrible into it. There's people in different, I wouldn't say stages, maybe stages, but
yeah, I wouldn't call it like, I would call it stages.
It's just like we're different people react to different situations different ways. So myself being a hikikomori is I do it, me being my own person, the way I react to it and the way I am is a different thing. So the appearance, the messed up hair, just being all, not having green screen, nothing like that. Because I could have done a very professional way, but I wanted to give you guys the hikikomori way of, like, it's not a beautiful world as people may think.
Yeah,
Bob, you wanna elaborate on why you doing the not giving it the 100%, the suit and tie Bob that you normally give?
Yeah, suit and tie or the white shirt. I'm actually wearing the Snuggie right now.
Yeah.
'Cause, it's just like me sitting on the sofa watching like TV. Actually, sometimes I even use the computer from here. That's very lazy style right there. But everybody's got some sort of like darkness to them, some sort of like sadness or whatever. And if you're a real person, it's not all 100% happy, unless you're like either a little kid or like you just have no concept of what it's like to be a person. There's ups and downs to everything, and there's ups and downs to everyone. For me, it's basically like I have a job and everything. I go outside the house, but it basically is work, and I'll go out to the store and pick things up. But, it's like, there's no real point of going out and doing things. Like, there's really nothing to do. I just prefer to stay here and just play games and just be by myself. And I prefer, like, there's people out in the real world and whatnot, but, there's really nobody around here that, like, you can hang out with all the time. I prefer to keep all the people inside the little box over there. I can turn it off whenever I want.
Exactly.
It's
very well
so
put,
convenient.
my friend. Very well put. So let's see. Hold on. Let me grab my notes. Like I said again, we aren't perfect. This is the way we're reviewing it. So we gave you so far. So we're gonna jump now into the actual review of the series, and I think very appropriately it would be best to start off with the sound, talking about the intros, outros, and the music on the series, and the voiceovers and etc. So starting with the openings and endings of the series, Bob, what would you say is your favorite out of the openings and endings?
Well, the opening to it, I think the opening actually stays the same throughout the entire series, but the ending actually changes.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've actually completed the series. It's been, sometime last year I completed it. I'm actually going through my second time of watching it right now. And, the first ending to it is perfect. If you look at the lyrics, the translation to it, it's just perfect. It makes reference to all the characters and, like, the loneliness of all the people. The intro does it, too. And I think that actually, most of the time animes or whatever, they can get a custom song, but it's not going to be, like, as, as related to the characters and everything. But this just relates to every single person. It's not saying their names or anything, but you know, you can tell who they're singing about in these songs if you see the lyrics to it.
Yeah,
and you know, it's not like the standard, you know, like rock or rap or anything like that.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of the music from the Katamari games, if you're interested in those. You know, the Japanese like pop sounding, but you know, it's kind of like offbeat and everything.
Yeah, I think we will be in agreement to say that between the one opening and the two endings, that our favorite, would it be safe to say that our favorite is the first ending is our favorite out of everything?
Yeah, the first ending is the favorite. I still gotta, you know, like check the lyrics and everything of the second ending because, you know, it's been so long. But
yeah, but musically, sonically,
the first beginning is, I mean, the first ending is just so great. It starts off like so slow, but then it just like blasts off and like starts getting real fast, and you know, the lyrics, it's just perfect.
It kind of fits the mode of, like, let's just say if Sato went outside, at first he's trying to be calm or whatever, and I'm giving a little prelude to what the series is, but when he starts seeing the people around him, like, his mind starts going crazy, and that's part of the NHK, but we'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah,
the dub, because I personally only seen the dub and the voice.
Well, we should do the sound, like the background music before, like the audio and everything, because it still ties in with the sound of the anime before we get to the dub and stuff.
All right, so
like, you know, the background music it relates very good. You know, there's no lyrics or anything for the most part. There's actually one song that will stick into your head. The whole poo 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 poo.
Yeah, it's just this little jingle, and it's just like when Sato starts hearing it, he doesn't even actually hear it clearly. He hears
Wait a minute, I actually got it on my phone right here, you know, to tell the time and everything.
Yeah,
I can show it to you.
Don't. But I'll post a link in the description, and I'll let you guys hear it for yourself or whatever. It's a song from a series inside the series called Pooted. And
it's a fake series.
Yeah, it's a fake series within the series, and it's a really little catchy jingle. Me personally, I really loved that. I thought it was so awesome.
In the beginning, it's annoying, but then you know it gets stuck in your head.
You're like, oh, pooted. Yeah. So it's a really cool little thing, and that's one of the little jingles as well. He actually has the ringtone of it on his phone for
Yeah, I can't get it to work though, but I can still play it.
Yeah. So yeah, music.
As far as the other music goes, like, you know, there's always atmosphere. There's musical atmosphere that like adds to everything. There's not always like a whole like orchestra or whatever. It's just like very simplistic stuff.
But
at
it
times,
fits the atmosphere of like what's going down. Yeah, definitely would say that.
And I guess onto the sub and dub, you know, everything was better. Personally, the first time I watched this through, I watched it, you know, like YouTube and stuff. I watched it the subtitles, and the subtitles was pretty good. I liked it, and you know, it matches it perfectly. The subtitles are very good if you want to watch it with subtitles. But then I went out and bought it, and I'm watching it through with the dub now, and it is amazing.
Yeah,
it is amazing. It's like one of the better the better dubs that I've seen.
Yeah, definitely gotta agree. The dub, like, I've only seen it dubbed, and I have no need or no desire to go out to sub because the dub was just so amazingly solid. Every character's voice fit perfectly, and it was just really a solid dub to the point where it's like probably top 3 dubs I've ever seen. Probably the best dub. I really would have to analyze everything before I made that decision, but this is probably one of the most solid dubs. Every character's voice fits perfectly.
It matches them perfect.
Yeah, and it's just like, there's no need, if you watch this dub, there's no need. I know the hard otakus want to watch it sub regardless, but if you watch this dub, there's no need to go for a sub because this is one of the better dubs you will find out there.
I see it as being on the same level as like Full Metal Alchemist. Like the original, I don't know about Brotherhood, but you know, the original Full Metal Alchemist was perfect dubbing in my opinion.
Oh, like Yu Yu Hakusho as well. Like,
yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho was good too.
Yeah, the dub is really a solid dub. Definitely give, if I had to give a rating, the dub is an A+ all the way. You will not be disappointed if you watch this dub your very first time.
I would have to give the dub, you know, I'd have to give it a 10 because there's not one problem that I can find with it. Like you can give it an 8, but I bet you couldn't like find any problems with it.
No, I gave it an A+.
A+. Oh, A+.
Yeah,
there's an 8.
No.
Yeah, A+ definitely.
Perfect.
Like if you're doing by the grade scale.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Great.
Yeah.
It's great dubbing.
No need for a sub with this one, people.
Plus, with the series, it's like this is something you got to watch more than once. There's only 24 episodes, but you know you got to watch it more than once. You keep finding things. Like I'm on my second time. Some of these episodes I'm on my third time watching. I've even seen some of them 4 times already, you know, just like going back randomly watch a DVD or something, but there's new things to find, and I think that you should listen to it and then you can see more. You're not like your eyes are batting down. I know for me, whenever I watch subtitles, it's kind of like automatic, but at the same time, you get to put your 100% of your sight onto the screen, looking at all the different things, because some things will just make reference to other things, and it'll give you a little bit of insight into somebody's character more.
Yeah. But yeah. So jumping to our next topic is the art style, the animation, and the quality of it, stuff like that. Alright. So let's start off with the art style. The art style has a very unique look. At times it'll be like a really serious, the nice, classy, glossy look. But then there's times where the art style will be like a little I guess like our buddy Phone would say crusty or whatever. And like,
yeah.
Well, why does it look like that or whatever? And
I think it's because like the art style matches the way that the series is. It's got its ups and downs. It's like it's perfectly imperfect, just like a lot of the characters in it, especially like the woman in there, Misaki. Yeah, it's got really good animation, like as you can see on the DVD here. Yeah. And like just with the art box and everything, it's just perfect. But then there are times that like he's laying down in bed and it looks like it's drawn by a 6-year-old sometimes. Yeah. But that's part of the series.
That's almost relaying.
They do it on purpose.
Yeah, it's almost like relaying the emotions of these characters. Like Sato doesn't feel perfect, so and the art style reflects that. This is how he feels. He feels like just a crusty, like worthless, like
There's never like really intense moment of like joy or anything where there's bad animation. The happy parts are always drawn very good, but then there's like the sad parts where he's like laying in his bed all alone, like
like I'm just tired of this world. And and I think that's perfect actually. That the animation reflects it. Like everything like ties in together. Like even the animation, like it just ties in. Like this is how he's feeling, so this is how you should view him. And
the really music animation ties in.
Yeah, the whole art style, the animation, everything really just fits in. So like you might look at a scene and be like, oh, why does it look like that? It's reflecting how he feels or how a character at the moment feels. So it's imperfectly perfect, like Bob just said. Wouldn't change a thing about it, honestly.
Yeah.
So I guess with all that being said, sound, animation, art style, voiceover, I guess let's jump.
Well, I think we should put in the frame rates because. Well, I'm gonna say that it's like never like slows down or anything. It's always perfect.
You have to do it.
I just like something just came into my head. I just thought about Naruto and how it's like they're fighting really fast, but then it looks like really choppy. This smooth all the way. It can be a horrible animation at points because they want it to be, but it's always smooth. That's all I gotta say about that. It's perfect.
Yeah. Going back to what you had said previously, it's imperfectly perfect, and
that's
what's awesome about it, and the magic of it. But now
it's like a master painter. If he does something like a little doodle on a napkin, it can be bad because he wants it to be bad at times. It's like his vision.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, like I was saying, I guess let's jump into the synopsis of the story. Give you why we enjoy the series and why basically stating that this has been my most anticipated, and I've been really excited ever since I was on maybe midway the series to do this review with my friend Bob. Before I even jump into the story, it was Bob that recommended this to me, so I thought it was appropriate that I only do this review with him, which is why I was really all excited about it all the way around. Okay. But jumping into the story, I guess I'll let Bob start it off, and then I'll take it midway. So give them a synopsis of it, Bob. Let them know what's this story about.
Alright. The main thing about the story is, I don't know how everybody can see this, but as it relates so closely to me, this is something that I can see on a very personal level, so the story is very deep for me.
As well as myself.
And it was like, I learned about this from T2 Darlanton, and I guess he's pretty much similar to me, just, stay inside, play video games and whatnot, but, I think it's that you just hear about it from other people who can relate to it. I don't know how this is going to relate to people who aren't in our lifestyle. I'm sure it's going to be good for everybody, but it's more personal for certain people.
Yeah.
But the basic story is about this guy. He's a NEET, which means he's not in education, employment, or training. He just sits at home all day collecting the allowance from his parents. He's got an apartment and they send him money so he can sustain himself.
Tatsuhiro Sato, that's his name.
Tatsuhiro Sato, and it's just about his trials and tribulations as a hikikomori, and it's a very eventful. Like you can think, okay, this is gonna be about some guy sitting in his house, but it's not like that. It's a very eventful story. Like I can sit in my house and I have not nearly any of the stuff that happens to him.
Nowhere close. Yeah,
it's very eventful and deep dramatic story. It just like gets you on so many levels.
So yeah.
And that's basically what the story is about. Like, we don't want to give too much away or spoil it or anything.
Yeah, I'll just dive a little bit more in, give them a little bit more about the characters and
yeah. We need to do the characters too.
Yeah, yeah. The guy Tatsuhiro Sato, he meets this girl, this young girl. He's about in his 20s. I believe 22 to 26, somewhere around there. I'm not quite sure. And he meets this girl, and she's like no more than 17 or 18 years old, high school student or so, you know. And she's
that's her right there.
Yeah, right here on this box set, somewhere around here. I believe right there. And she befriends him, and he's like, "Well, what is this? Why is this like 17-year-old give a crap about me? Like I'm just hikikomori. I'm like, you know, what
she
is
wants
it?
To help.
Yeah, why does she want to help me?" So the story progresses, and you see that she's trying to help him, and a lot of, again, we don't want to give spoilers away because we really want you to watch this, but a lot of trials and tribulations, and you start to learn more about her and why she want to help him, and also you start noticing the unraveling of this guy's life, like little by little, the hikikomori that he once was, the hardcore one, starts to evaporate without him realizing it.
His character becomes changing without him knowing it.
Yeah, and only to eventually, it's almost like this story of Seeing Flowers for Algernon, where the mouse is like a dumb mouse. He's sick in the head, and they do operations to him, and he becomes well in the head again. And slowly but surely, it starts deteriorating back to the dumb mouse that he was. Not saying that Sato's a dumb person, it's an analogy. That basically, like his life starts slowly progressing to a better place, only to fall backwards. And it's really just an eventful and heart-wrenching stuff. A lot of issues are dealt with. People wanting to quote unquote defeat the NHK, and I'm trying to be as PG as possible.
Conspiracy.
I want to be as PG as possible because I know a lot of the younger audience will watch this. But trying to a lot of life and death situations are involved in this. People just being really depressed. And it's
not a constant up. It's got its ups and downs. It fluctuates. It's not like a constant uphill. You know, it's like. Yeah. You know, it gets good and it gets bad.
And not everyone in this series is the same. Like, they all have certain... There's a color to this series of basically, like, a shade of this series that, everybody will be depressed, but they have their own personalities. And you will see, like, people take drastic measures sometimes that, should they take it? It deals with a lot of issues. Should they take these issues? What's the point? And a lot of incredible issues are dealt with this series that I cannot recommend enough to people. I know everybody won't like this because some people in actuality have pretty awesome lives. They enjoy their life and everything, and that's good for you. Yeah, you know, that's good for you. But you know, if you could relate with the concept of a hikikomori, which what me and Bob explained to you what it is, then you will love this series, and it'll probably be one of your favorite series. It definitely touched me to the point where you will see in later videos I will go even more into to the point where what this series has done for me. But this series, and I want to let Bob take you in on this. Bob, tell them about the box with NHK in it.
Man, this box is like... Here, let me show you this box. I bought this box for $5 off of Amazon, and it was actually something from Right Stuff. The box I got, it actually said Right Stuff on the side, so...
You probably bought it from Right Stuff, a vendor from Right Stuff on Amazon.
Yeah, probably, but this is a $5 box. It comes with the episode 2, and, you know, you can buy it individual like
Volume
this. The only
2. Volume 2.
Yeah, Volume 2, yeah. The only downside of buying a piece by piece like this is that the last final disc of it is so rare, it's like $200, and people are saying that it's like a lot of scams and stuff.
Yeah.
But, you know, what I did was... This box set is very, very beautiful. I bought this recently. I just got this in the mail yesterday. But, you know, I pick up with the Save right here, the Save edition, which has, it's got this, like, ugly-looking green spine to it right here. But, you know, I turned it inside out.
As well, in case you haven't noticed, mine is Save edition as well. I turned it inside out because...
mine's turned inside out, too. I just, like, slipped it out to show them. But it's got all the DVDs in it. It's got every single episode. I bought it for, like, $20. ForneverWorld got his for like $18. It's possible to get it cheaper than that.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a perfect deal. And what I actually bought this series twice. I bought all
I'm
5...
getting it twice as well, by the way.
All 5 DVDs. And, you know, it was like $13 on Right Stuff. And I got all 5 of them except for the 6th one. I'm just going to stick this in there, you know, be number 6.
Yeah.
And it'll be complete. And, you know, it's just...
Yo, tell them about the box with the mirror.
Yeah, okay. But first of all, if you know me, you know that this, like, I don't buy a whole ton of anime, but seeing as I bought this anime twice brand new, that ought to tell you something right there. But, you know, this series, they should all, like, put the DVDs in backwards. That way, like, you open it up and you just, like, see yourself, because it's that much of a reflection for me. It's like, I watch a series and I see so many different parts of myself within it, because it just, like, touches home on, like, a lot of situations.
Yeah. I found that real deep when he had said that, because when I look at that as well, it's pretty much almost the same. And we're not saying because you will see out the series there is some kind of crazy stuff, because the character is more deep into the hikikomori life than...
Yeah, I've never talked to a toaster.
Yeah, we're not talking to toasters. We're not saying that we're nuts, people. Like, don't mistake it for that. We're trying to show you that we live a hikikomori life as well. And opening this box, it's like this right here is a reflection of us. You see that? You see the window right there? That's a reflection of our lives. And what we're trying to relate to, that this series is definitely, like, if you're hikikomori, if you go through any issues, if you're not the best content with how your life is going, I recommend it. Pick it up. But before we wrap this up, I want to talk a little.
Well, we still got a lot to go. We kind of, like, randomly roamed off. It's we've only been going for about 20 minutes so far. We're still in the characters, and there's a lot of great, amazing characters in here. We got through Sato. Now a person that he meets is like a childhood friend, Yamazaki, and this character is a very deep character as well. Everybody's got their good points and their bad points, and I'm not really gonna... Should I touch on that? Because will that be a spoiler if I point out, like, the people's downsides?
I mean, you could talk about downsides in general that are in the series.
Yeah, okay, there's downsides that are, like, people just want to be accepted and they don't care, like, if they're being used for, like, you know...
Yeah.
Like, I'll feed a cat and you could go eat with somebody else, but I'm going to keep feeding it because I want the company of the cat, basically. Somebody's like that, you know, they just want to be... They don't even care if they're used, they just want somebody to help somebody who's in, like, greater need. Yeah, just somebody to love them. There's a person who wants to escape the life that their parents have planned for them and pretty much grasp success on their own means.
Yeah.
There's a person who, like, is just desperate for attention. They're suicidal. You know, they see life as how
getting
it's supposed to be.
goosebumps just hearing it. Like, get this series, people. Get this series, people. I get goosebumps.
Everybody's got their downsides. You see, even the parents of people are just like, oh, my son.
You know,
he's this way. I really want the best for him.
And there's a dude in there that there's a person, shall I say, in there that like, he's gone so past of what a hikikomori is. He's gotten so deep within it that he doesn't even come out of his room. He has a family member, and he's stomping on the floor like, I'm hungry, and that's it. He doesn't come out of his computer. He lives in this world. So,
and one thing I found about that is that, you know, this is a depressing series if you can see it in yourself. It's like, it's got its ups and downs for you. Like, I can watch this and be happy. I can watch this and be sad. But, you know, this character, he's, like, taken to the extremes of, like, his hikikomori ways. It just motivates me. Like, I want to get out and do something with my life. Even if the rest of my life is me in a room playing games and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, with the job that I have now and everything that I have, I will never be able to support myself doing it. And I don't want to be, like, sitting with my parents' house forever. I just want to get out on my own and, you know, be able to support myself and, you know, sustain myself. And, you know, it motivates me. I don't want to be, like that.
Exactly. This series should motivate you to want better for yourself, and try to escape if you're in a depression or something. Try to escape. This series should definitely motivate you, because it has motivated both of us in several different ways.
And one, like, a main thing is that you're not alone. Like, we're like this too. We put this video out here.
Like, that's definitely one thing. Because if you feel like that, you know, you feel depressed, and, you know, you're not the only ones out there. A lot of us deal with this. You know, if you think you're alone in this world or whatever, you're not the only one. There's a lot of people like that, and that's definitely something we wanted to relate with this video. You know, and if you feel like
I'm trying to sound like emo or
I'm
so alone.
No. This is being realistic. This isn't like exaggerating and being, you know, nonsense.
Everybody sees it. You know, the way I see it. You know, I'm on YouTube right now. There's other people I know on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, there's people commenting. I pretty much imagine if anybody's watching my videos and commenting on it, there's some part of them they're like, they wish they could improve, and like they feel kind of lonely, or they wish they could have like more people in their life.
Yeah, and I also want to stress another thing, that people that, like, okay, let's just say you feeling down or whatever, and you feel like, yo, this dude next to me, like, he's always so happy and everything. A lot of times they're like, if they're talking to you or they're hanging out with you, they're feeling the same way. They just don't show it, or they to help themselves feel better about themselves, they will play it off like, oh no, I don't feel like that, whatever. But a lot of the times, the person next to you that you might think is like the coolest and they the most happiest could probably be even worse off than you. So think about that before you feel bad about yourself.
It's like that for the most part, but then there's a lot of people that I just see them as like not being awake, and they don't know like the ways of the world. They don't know like the conspiracies that are actually out there, like the not ignorance. Trying to be like paranoid. Yeah. The ignorant, like there's the ignorant people. They see the way the world as like people give you a plate and you see what's on it. You don't see anything else.
Yeah, there's those people as well, but
like you don't see the cook scratching their ass and they made this food. They just see like, oh, this food, let me eat it. I mean, not all people scratch their ass when they cook, but whatever. You get the whole point.
So, I guess let's jump into the hikikomori life, and I guess maybe a couple of partial stories or some sort of hikikomori. That's probably the last thing we have on our agenda, even though we're only 25 minutes in. But I guess we could jump into that. Hikikomori life. As we explained, being in the home, not really going out much. If you do go out, is like very simplistic. Having some sort of paranoia, not to the extreme, because there's different extremes again with different people. We react to situations in different ways. There's some people like you go outside and you feel like, oh man, like you're walking through a store. Let's just say you feel like, oh, they're laughing at me or something like that. You're probably
that's paranoid right there.
Yeah, no, because that's not paranoid. That's more along the lines of again more of the characteristics of a hikikomori. Because a hikikomori doesn't really trust too many people because they feel like there's a conspiracy against them. They feel like the world is looking down.
Well, not all of them. It's more just like a social thing. They're maybe too nervous to meet people, or just
There's different situations with them. So whatever. So that definitely falls into the realm of a hikikomori and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And hikikomori life. People might argue, and they could be right, that hikikomori life is a privilege and not actually a curse. The privilege is that a lot of people, and this pertains to different people. Some people might have it, some people might not. People see it as, well, you get to stay home, you get to enjoy yourself.
It's got its ups and downs. It's not 100% privilege.
Yeah, so that you get that, but at the cost of being alone all the time, so that it's not a privileged thing as a lot of people may think or look at it like, oh, you're a spoiled person in life or something like that. It's far from it. So for the people that may look at it like that, you're sadly mistaken, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's a bunch of depth to it.
Yeah, there's far more depth than they would even begin to realize. But then again, I guess we could call it ignorance is bliss. I guess a partial story of you give one, not, you don't gotta go in depth or anything of the sort, but give like a partial story of maybe somebody you know or yourself, a partial story of a hikikomori. Something incident. Don't go in depth or anything. Maybe it could be something you've seen or etc. Go ahead, Bob.
Well, it's kind of like, I'm not gonna put anybody out there that I know.
No, you don't have to.
That's actually like why I actually started YouTube, because I sit around the house all day and play video games. It's something that I put on myself. I could go out there, but I really don't know what to do. Like people. Yeah, in the real world, I'm not a party person. I don't like to be around a whole lot of people. But I started YouTube, to make friends or whatever, to make it so it's not so like harsh. Just like you come home and there's really nobody to talk to or anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely could relate with that, and that's definitely in my case as well. I really enjoy the YouTube part factor. Definitely helps. You get to enjoy yourself. Maybe you might not have many friends or something like that. So the YouTube part definitely helps the way of a hikikomori. I wanted to stress the fact that a lot of people might not even know that they're a hikikomori, or might not even realize it
takes you by surprise.
Yeah, like it gradually happens, and so one day you wake up and you're like, whoa, this is my lifestyle. Like you look at me.
So you're giving an example.
Yeah. You look at me in 2004 and two different people. I used to go partying. I used to do a lot of things. Girlfriends and etc. and stuff like that. And there's different ways of like you really don't see it coming, and one day you just wake up and realize this is what it is. And a lot of people don't associate the word hikikomori because they may not be aware, but that's basically the greatest definition you could probably put to the lifestyle.
Yeah, either reclusive. I guess you could call it reclusive, like the Western.
Yeah, that's the Western way. I prefer hikikomori because based on this series, you see it's more of a better thing. Reclusive kind of sounds like a mountain man, or Western way of it. And
I wouldn't mind being an old mountain man. But I've had girlfriends being a hikikomori, like, it's like, I don't really pursue people that much, but, people will come after me every once in a while, and, I'll give it a go. I'm not, like, totally standoffish to all people, because, I don't know, it's nice to have relationships and things like that, but, there are times that I just like, oh, there's too many people, I just want to go home, I've seen this person so much, I just want to go home and be alone, and play some games and stuff like that, people can say, oh, I want to be with somebody, but to a point, like, you get used to being alone, sometimes you just want to be alone.
Exactly, and, because I've had girls as well as the hikikomori, like, but it's almost like I don't count the relationship don't feel, because I read this very great comment, and I wish I would have brought it with me. It's somewhere around there. I would have to find it, but it's something like, about, in regards to hikikomori life. You could get a job.
I can tell it to you right now.
I'll just summarize it. You could get a job. You could have a life. You could go out, outside, be around people, have family, whatever. But it won't take away the I guess the feeling of this hikikomori world, because you will always have it inside of you. Like, you could be surrounded.
Yeah, here it is right here. I can tell you.
Go ahead, Bob. Go ahead.
Even if you have a job, relatives, interests, it doesn't change anything. You aren't able to get rid of solitude if you feel purposelessness and pettiness. If you laugh, your laughter is insincere. If you cry, you wail. Problems, it's hard to see from the TV from here. Problems of self-concept and fear of the life is urgent for many people, but the feeling of hopelessness and despair appears only when there is nobody to support you. You've got tired from the struggle along your own, but not gradually. It happens little by little, but it does. There are no NHK, there is no God, there is only nonchalance, loneliness, and despair. That's pretty depressing. You think that people around get everything easier, live merrily, sociable, and you simply cannot see the same thing. They're also dissociated from the world. It is impossible to meet such humans, but only they can understand each other. It is very hard and cruel. Probably missed a couple words because it's like so far away from the screen, but yeah, it's very deep. It's kind of actually depressing, but I agree with it,
It was when I saw that one, I had found it somewhere on a forum. I believe My Anime Take, somewhere around there, or not My Anime Take. I'm sorry, My Anime List. And when I saw that, it just really touched me because it felt almost exactly the best way to put it.
Yeah.
It was like there's no better way. I felt like that was just a perfectionist way of putting the whole world of hikikomori and the whole socialness in one.
It almost seems like this person kind of like traveled the same path as me, because I use the internet to learn things and discover plenty of things. Yeah. It's good to exercise, it's good to learn. That's the main basic things of being a hikikomori. It's the things that you need to do. You need to exercise, keep yourself fit and healthy, and you need to learn.
Yeah. So, I guess because we're kind of winding down on time. Actually, my computer battery is pretty low, and the recharge is far away.
Yeah.
But, I wanted to point out, I really, really want, if you can relate to this, if you've seen this, anything, I really would appreciate and would enjoy a video response. Same thing with Bob. I would really appreciate a video response. Your thoughts on hikikomori life, your thoughts on the series, your thoughts on the characters, anything. I would really appreciate it. You could pick up this series right now. A complete series, 24 episodes. Complete series, 24 episodes. You can't go wrong.
It's $20. Yeah. You can probably get it cheaper.
No. I actually have the exact ones on Right Stuff right now. You could get it for $17.99, $18 for a complete series. On Amazon, you could get it for $19.99, and it's a complete series. You don't like the Green Saber edition? Do like me and Bob did.
Flop it.
Just flop it. You don't got to see it inside. It's really awesome. And it also supports some type of money that maybe one day we could get more NHK. Who knows?
Yeah, dude.
It would really be awesome, and I would really appreciate any video responses, or if you can't do a video response, that's fine. At least leave us a comment letting us know what you think of hikikomori life. If you're gonna be a dummy and say something stupid, just keep it to yourself, because we really don't care for it. Yeah, we really don't care for it. So you could do it, but we really won't care. It'll just be pointless. But yeah, I can't recommend this series enough. That is just really an awesome series. I wanted to take the time out to say thank you for Bob joining me, and I mean, I know this is gonna be on his channel as well, so I'm joining him on his channel as well.
Yeah.
But this was really awesome. I really look forward to this, and I had a blast doing this. And again, one more time, I want to say I recommend you pick up NHK, a complete series for $20 or less.
Yeah, dude, $20, great, it's a great series, great price, 24 episodes, you finish it in like a week, no matter how much you watch. It's a must-have. I mean, if you're gonna start watching this and not keep watching it, then I feel sorry for you, because it's only 24 episodes. Just give it a chance. You know, he's talking to toasters.
Yeah, it's no season 1, part 1. It's no, 14 million box sets. No 500 episode series. This is one box set, complete series. Finishes, story. It'll leave you one thing more. That's how.
24 episodes, but I cannot
recommend.
I cannot compile if I compile every anime that I've ever seen together and counted it as one, there would be no comparison to even this, because this touches home on so many levels. It's only 24 episodes, but it's so deep.
Yeah. Again, thanks for watching, people. It was a blast doing this. If you watch the whole thing, I'm honored and I'm thankful. I'm ForneverWorld.
Bob Samurai, you're welcome for watching.
Thank you for watching, people, and God bless, and I hope you have a safe journey in your life of being a hikikomori. Bye.